yours, and I don't give a fuck. If you are one of the ones posting about when it happens and your celebration plans and the playlist you're gonna use, you are a disgusting, despicable human being. I don't give two flying fucks about how much you dislike somebody, but to wish for and then to pre-plan your celebration of their death? Who raised you? If you're planning to celebrate somebody being murdered, maybe some therapy, it's disgusting behavior.
Okay, I think it's crystal clear who that woman voted for and who she's speaking of in this video, because they're one and the same. Now, when we're talking about a 79-year-old man with cankles, bruising on his hands, and, sundowning in the evening and general poor health, I think we can all say that his days are numbered because we are all mortal. Nobody's going to live forever. And in fact, the individual we're speaking of has surpassed the average life expectancy in the United States. I would love to do a deep dive on how people don't get more conservative as they get older. It's just that conservatives, wealthy people, have more resources and more advantages and more health care and fewer stressors on their bodies and minds, and therefore they tend to live longer. It's survivor bias. And I do want to say, I feel like she's kind of manufacturing offense here because I have not seen a flush of posts online lately where people are fantasizing about the Cheeto expiring. I mean, there have been in the past, though, and I want to talk about why I think her take here is weird and wrong. But first, I just want to say she's here clutching her pearls over people who might be anticipating with some measure of positivity the expiration of a fascist who is responsible for the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people, who is causing tremendous suffering, who is committing an ethnic cleansing within the United States. I mean, the same guy who, in response to his supporters cheering, "Hang Mike Pence," his vice president, he said Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done to protect our country and our Constitution. You mean he wouldn't help you commit an insurrection? Like, he supported his own followers, not just cheering for the natural expiration of Mike Pence, but actively calling for his assassination. Like, you a Trumper, ma'am, your own peeps were screaming for the assassination of the vice president of the United States, but you're pearl clutching here. That's rich. I'm sorry, aren't also you a member of the same party who is currently excited, frothing at the mouth over the idea of alligators eating immigrants in this country who've committed no crimes, who've done nothing wrong, who are being abducted and stuffed into concentration camps? Y'all are the ones posting memes all over social media, liking Laura Loomer's post saying that we need 65 million alligators in this country to eat the 65 million brown people in this country. Those deaths are ones that you're okay, cheering for and being excited about because they're brown people. And gosh, while we're discussing this issue, how did you and your friends respond when you found out that Joe Biden had an aggressive form of cancer? Also, weren't y'all the same folks who were tying up effigies of Joe Biden and dragging them behind your pickup trucks? And now you're the one decrying people thinking about an old man who's killing hundreds of millions of people, perhaps expiring from natural causes sooner rather than later. I could cough into my hand and then say hypocrite a number of times, but I think that's pretty obvious to all of us. So I won't bother. But let's take a moment and get to the greater philosophical issue here, because should we rejoice in, delight in, be happy about a truly evil person who is causing tremendous suffering and killing thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people? Is that something okay for us to be glad about, to be happy about, to anticipate? Now, I think a lot of conservatives in this country think about death as a form of retribution. They see it as a punishment. That's why they are pro-capital punishment. It's why they got real excited when Osama bin Laden got taken out, when Saddam Hussein. It's why they kind of fantasize about immigrants being eaten alive by alligators. I know I've talked about this at length before, but MAGA Christians in this country, they are not a religion of Christ. They are a religion of power, grievance, and retribution. And the more pain and suffering that comes with that retribution, the better. Like, y'all are literally the reason that we had to have a portion of our Constitution make sure that we were protected from cruel and unusual punishment, because y'all are literally lauding for it now, except that immigrants haven't committed any crimes for which they need to be punished. They just are existing undocumented, or not even undocumented. Legal asylum seekers, people with green cards, are being rounded up and stuffed into concentration camps. And y'all think that the appropriate punishment for them being brown people existing within the borders of the United States of America is like the cruelest punishment, is being eaten alive by alligators. Y'all aren't even like the punishment fits the crime kind of people. You want outsized punishment. You want maximum suffering for your own enjoyment. And I haven't seen a single person on the left or like the center, any person who is mourning what the Trump regime is doing. I have not seen a single person who is opposed to Donald Trump and the fascism that he has brought about in the United States of America, delighting in the idea of violence and suffering for Trump. I've not seen that content. So girlfriend, you go ahead and point me to it. I've not seen anybody delighting in the idea of suffering. What I'm actually seeing is not some kind of yearning for retribution. No, what I'm seeing Americans and people around the world yearning for is relief from the suffering that Trump is causing. What I'm seeing people yearning for, excited about, happy about, anticipating is relief from the horror that is being inflicted upon us now. The person who is causing the harm being taken out of the picture by Mother Nature would bring tremendous relief to millions of people. It would relieve the suffering, the injustice that millions of people are experiencing. And I think we all have a right to be excited about, anticipate, yearn for relief from what Trump is doing to all of us right now. Like, it's not even a trolley problem. It's just time passing, but pretend that it is one, right? If you don't pull the lever, then millions of people will die, because we already know there is really good reporting that 14 million people are going to die because of Elon Musk and Donald Trump ending USAID, unless we reverse course, unless we restore the programs that were caring for those people. 14 million people are dying in a holocaust that Donald Trump and Elon Musk have started and are continuing. So like, don't pull the lever, 14 million people die. Pull the lever and time continues to pass, and a truly, truly horrible person who is committing truly horrible acts of violence, inflicting suffering on millions, death on millions, will expire of natural causes because he's old and has cankles and dementia, and his days are numbered, because I know y'all want to believe that he's like a golden calf. He's a god. He paints himself as a pope, as a Caesar, as a king. He is a mortal man. He will not live forever. And the American people and vulnerable people around the world have every right to hope for and anticipate a day in which they will experience relief from the suffering and the horrors that are being inflicted upon them now. So get off your fucking high horse. Stop clutching your pearls. Stop licking Trump's boots. And go walk yourself and the bloated, distended weight of your hypocrisy over to a little corner and spend some time unpacking how it is that you have become so disconnected from your humanity.